Jacob, and welcome to another edition of WorldView.
And my name is Elaine. This week's lead story comes from Egypt. Tens of thousands of protesters marched on the presidential palace in Cairo this week. They were protesting Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi expanding powers and a much criticized proposed constitution drafted by Islamicists. There have been over 700 people injured and 6 people killed in the recent uprisings against the president.
Elsewhere in the Middle East, Syrian rebels have ramped up their attacks on Damascus, the capital, and Aleppo, the largest city in Syria. Many observers now believe that al-Qaeda fighters have joined rebels and are helping to turn the tide against the Assad regime. There's a growing fear that Assad will use chemical weapons, and President Obama has stated that the United States will intervene if that happens. Just this week, the United States recognized the rebels as the official government of Syria.
Recently, United States drone missiles struck northwest Pakistan and killed 2 top al-Qaeda leaders. The use of drone missiles have caused tension between the United States and Pakistan, so strikes have been reduced from 117 in 2010 to only 44 this year. Despite the drop in use of drone missiles, Washington regards drones as a valuable tactic against terrorist groups like al-Qaeda.
As expected, this week, North Korea launched a long-range missile capable of carrying nuclear warheads. The United States military monitored the launch and gathered as much information as possible. North Korea is closed to the outside world, and its behavior in the past has often been threatening. Even North Korea's neighbor and ally, China, has expressed concern about this missile launch.
Recent news from Russia shows that it has become a very corrupt country, and 8 out of 10 Russians agree that corruption is the biggest problem for the former Soviet Union. Russia is ranked 143rd in the most corrupt out of 183 countries worldwide. Problems include embezzlement of funds, fraud, theft, and money laundering.
A bill expected to pass Congress this week would finally drop trade restrictions against Russia. A related bill, however, has greatly upset the Russians. That bill would punish anyone in Russia accused of abusing human rights. Those individuals would not be allowed to travel in the United States, and any funds held in American banks would be frozen. Russia has reacted angrily, stating that the United States has itself been cited for human rights abuse and should not be accusing others.
In Moscow, Russian health regulators announced this week that new standards are being set on the importation of meat from the United States. This new regulation requires imported meat to undergo testing and to be free of ractopamine. Ractopamine is used to reduce the fat content of meat. Russian regulators think it is unsafe for humans, even though the United States regulators have approved it. The United States exports about $500 million worth of beef and pork to Russia each year, and has asked Russia to suspend this requirement.
Our Cuban neighbors off the coast of Florida have lived under communism for over 50 years. That has meant that the communist government has owned Cuban businesses and farms for most of that time. In 2007, however, farmers for the first time were given more freedom to increase food production. There has been little success because the farmers say that there are too many government restrictions and too much meddling by the government.
South Africa's beloved political leader, President Nelson Mandela, has been hospitalized at the age of 92. This is not a surprise, but people all over the country are praying for his recovery. Mandela spent 27 years in prison for his fight to end segregation in South Africa.
In environmental news, in the Arctic, huge islands of ice, some twice the size of Manhattan, are breaking away from glaciers. This is significant because the islands are breaking into pieces, and these pieces are often the size of football stadiums or drifting into shipping routes. Now for the weather. Today, you can expect dry air and sunny skies with temperatures lingering in the mid-50s. The cloud cover and light rain we have been experiencing for the last few days is finally moving to our east. That will leave us with a clear weekend with a few occasional clouds and showers as we get closer to Sunday. Taking a look at the 5-day forecast, this weekend the warmest it will get will be in the low 60s, but you can expect cold night temperatures being 33 degrees on Saturday and 45 degrees on Sunday. Mid to late afternoon Sunday will have some scattered showers leading to a pretty persistent rainfall on Monday. On Tuesday, however, we'll get the sun back with a high of 47 and low in the mid to upper 50s.
Buenos días, amigos. Yo me llamo Juliana.
Y yo me llamo Guillermo. Bienvenidos al programa El Tiempo Águilas. Este es el pronóstico para el fin de semana.
Viernes. La temperatura alta es 14 grados centígrados y parcialmente nublado. Sábado. La temperatura alta es 13 grados centígrados y parcialmente soleado. Domingo. La temperatura alta es el 16 grados centígrados con nieve.
¡Qué bien! Entonces este fin de semana necesito llevar pantalones, una camisa y zapatos. Es todo por ahora.
Adiós!
In service news, don't forget to fill the boxes on the first and second floors with canned goods and other non-perishable foods. Other service opportunities are posted on the first floor bulletin boards. Thank you for watching this week, and we hope you have a good winter break.
Remember to support our sports teams and participate in the upcoming Spirit Day. Goodbye for now, and watch WorldView again in 2013.